Yeah, especially being at home again, because obviously we're trying to rectify our performances here and try and get a decent little bit of a run going. But after the Bournemouth result, 0-0 down at an informed team coming back home, we're thinking, yeah, this might be the start of some good things to come. And unfortunately, we dug in defensively as a group, but we got done on across the first half. But from then on, we created chances, but not enough of, which is probably a downfall of our game at the moment. We're digging in defensively as a group and trying and keep it close and tight, but we've got to be a little bit more productive when we're going forward with the ball.
And it seems to be all changed, because earlier on you were leaking the goals and then kind of scoring a few as well, but it's leaking more than you were scoring.
Yeah, it's hard. You try and pinpoint things of what your team needs to improve on, and at the moment, as we are, we need to score more goals, but also tighten up at the back. We've had 2 clean sheets in the last 4 games, but not scored enough goals, and now we've got to be looking at that avenue to try and get an end product to our play, because everything's okay, middle of the park, defensively playing with the ball, but when we get in the final third, we've got to be more creative.
You brought the lad in from Carlisle. He hasn't scored yet, has he? No, he hasn't scored yet. Is he just struggling to fit in, or is it just going to take time?
No, again, it's a confidence thing. The team's not firing on all cylinders, and it rubs off onto people. And yeah, when you're coming in, and Kevin's got the experience behind him. Unfortunately, he's on a barren spell at the moment, and not scoring goals. And we're working on different things in training for him to get that confidence back, and he's popping up here and there, with the odd goal or 2 in training. But we need to just give him that little bit more confidence in playing in our main games, and hopefully something come for him, whether it's a ricochet off somebody else, or the ball hits him and goes in. It needs something as silly as that, and we just need to get more, a little bit of a break for Kevin, and hopefully we can get goals from him.
The defence has been resolute recently, but you've lost a couple of players this week, with possibly Sam Stockley coming back in.
Well, again, Sam's in the equation. We've obviously been working on 1 or 2 things since the Dagenham game, and we're still waiting on Lee Collins as to whether he's going to be doubtful for the game. We've definitely not got Gareth. I think he's out for at least a month. So again, for the lads who do come in, hopefully can gel and keep a clean sheet.
It's a big shame to lose Gareth, especially after your few defensive performances recently, where he's really been kind of leading the back line.
Yeah, Gareth's a big leader in many ways. Verbally, as a leader with his play, and he's a good lad off the field. So he does work with the lads and keeps them on board. But again, his experience side of it makes a big difference to our back line, and we're back down to younger lads again, probably over the weekend.
Chance for him to shine, though.
Yeah, the opportunities are there for him, and if anything, over this season, as bad as it's been, there's been more opportunities for the younger ones to try and gel into the team and forge their own careers. And when it is, as it has been, as bad, our results, sometimes it's even harder for the younger ones, because there's a lot more expectation of them to do well.
At Darlington, kind of having an off and on season, doing well, and then with a 10 points deduction, do you reckon you could use this to your advantage?
Well, we'd like to think so. Again, but on paper they've still got a good side. They're experienced. They were in the playoffs, promotion places majority of the season. So it's going to be a difficult game for us, because again we're back at home, and we've got to get over that barrier as to being a little bit more confident in front of our own supporters.
And there's been the announcement this week of the 5 backstage staff going redundancies. Is that kind of affecting the mood around the club?
Again, it's never nice. It's happening all over the place at the moment with the credit crunch as it is, and yeah, we've lost staff behind the scenes that have work up in the offices and whatever. But no, it's never nice for anybody really to lose the jobs and that, and we just have to get on with it, and we just at the end of the day you just hope you're not one of them.
And you've come into for some criticism from the fans quite recently. Some would say very unfair, considering the job you've actually been doing and how tough it is. What message would you have to the fans who are kind of on your back at the moment?
At the moment people have their opinions, and with the way the results are at home, and again it's just down to results. It's that kind of business, and for all the hard work that's put in, which people don't see behind the scenes, it is hard, and if they can just stick with the lads, because at the end of the day the players need them on side instead of against them. They'll have their opinions about me, whatever happens. So all I can do is just keep trying to work hard and hopefully make things happen on the field of play.
As much as it is the results business, you wonder whether some of the fans realise, some of the fans who just have a go for the sake of it, realise the conditions that there is, not just at Port Vale but clubs, all in the lower divisions.
They have no idea of what goes on in a football club, until you're actually involved in football. You actually get to see behind the scenes as how much hard work there's put into things, and because they come on an afternoon wanting their team to win and it's not happening, they get frustrated with that. And I do understand that, because as I say, I'm a supporter myself. I've been here a longer time, so it's just hard. It's frustrating at times when it's personal, and that's the hard thing to accept at the moment.
You've got the build up of the fixtures now. You're playing Saturday, Tuesday, and with the injuries you've got, is it fitness something you're working on a lot in training?
Again, it's just one of them things that we have to deal with, and fortunately at the moment, other than Lee Collins and Gareth, Dave Brammer's back in training with us today. So while we're losing probably a couple, we're getting one back. So we've got a squad of 22, 23 players, and at the moment, majority are fit and fighting the cause, and we just have to override them injuries as and when they come, and it's part and parcel of football life, really.
Dave, you said Dave Brammer's back. Would you say you're in a dogfight yet, or would you say you're on the brink of one?
No, we've got a cushion with games in hand on teams below us, and we've got to just make sure we pick up points, and as now we're going into our last 12 games, we probably need to win 4 or 5 of them to make sure we're safe. And not get dragged into the rat race at the bottom, and every game that comes, we're treating it as the next game, and hopefully we can get a point or 3 points from it.
Been a strange season in League Two, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bad one for us in more ways than one, and as teams have proved, even we've proven we can match the big teams at the top and beat them, but it's getting that consistency level, and it's been a first for me this year, because I've never been at this level, managing or playing. So again, looking at different levels of football and tactics of the way teams play, it's been interesting, but unfortunately we've had a bad one in our own season. Lessons
learned. Let's just hope everything's all right.
Hopefully down the line, yes, you'll learn from this year, if all being well, that we can go on and climb up the league, and then we rebuild in the summer, hopefully for a better year next year.